Hello, what's up? What's up, people? Um, just want to do a little quick video here, and I just woke up and yeah, I'm here. I'm back in the good old USA in Washington, D.C., of all places. And, I just had a nice tour throughout London. Um, London was a good deal, man. London was a good deal. Um, I got a chance to see a couple different countries, go to Iceland, go to France and the Netherlands, Holland, Amsterdam, uh, Cali and Paris, France, and all around London for like 6 months. So, anyway, I'm back here. Of course, my visa ran out. And, it's something with that Brexit in the EU. Brexit is getting off the EU, and there's all this crazy stuff going on in Europe. We got a ton of immigrants everywhere in the streets of London. It's like there's more immigrants, Middle Easterners, Africans, um, Europeans. It's all over the place over there in Great Britain. I mean, the UK is something else. I loved it though. I mean, there was a change of environment, change of, I guess, atmosphere, change of social ideologies, and political ideologies. It's weird how people think about us Americans. I mean, usually when you go to other countries, seem like third world. I go down South and Central America a lot. It seems like people like to come to the United States, but over there, it's like people don't care much for the United States. They look at us like idiots. They look at this president Trump, Donald Trump, is an idiot. They see us as violent. Everyone owns a gun. I would say within the 6 months that I had been in London or UK, throughout Europe, I mean, it's just like but you meet so many people in London from all over the world. It's just like once they find out you're an American, they ask you, like, they look at you and ask, like, well, how do you people elect Trump? How do you elect some idiot like Trump to run your country? And why are you guys always shooting out a school or a movie theater or a concert or a nightclub or blowing up something? They look at us Americans like that. And, one thing for sure is the European mindset. A lot of people don't understand geography. The states, 50 states, you have 3.8 million square miles, just the United States. And then you have Canada above us, you have Mexico and Central America below us, the Caribbean. You have a lot of different stuff going on here. You can't just equate the whole United States of America as one common collective thinking unit, because we're like the size of, you know, Europe. I mean, I would say from, the UK over, until probably the border of Russia. I mean, this is, you guys just call every one of your states countries. All of our states are just like countries. They're autonomous. We just call them states and unify under one umbrella called the United States of America. And we've established a corporation back in what was it, 1700s, called Washington, D.C., the federal government. So that federal government in which that idiot Donald Trump sits upon, he sits upon the corporation of the United States of America, not the country, the United States. And so when you look at us and say, well, it's a shame. I mean, it is a shame that, you got this figurehead, but, he's not the representative of our country. I just wanted to get that out there. And I just wanted to tell you a little bit about my trip, how these people over there, they view us. We think of ourselves so great here in the United States, and, to the rest of the world, we just seem like idiots. Not everyone owns a gun. People are most people are responsible with their guns. But things are getting crazy. I mean, if we are a conglomerate, the United States of America, this is how we're being viewed. And this is why I wanted to make this video. I don't want to get too long into it. It's already 5 minutes rambling on, but the name of this prayer is help prayer. Like I said, coming back from Europe is kind of depressing being back, and we're just always in the same thing. I've been studying a couple of different things. One thing I want to mention is the 5G network. The 5G network and the electromagnetic waves that's going to put out is it's going to fry people's minds. And whether you're here in the US or the UK or the EU, people are always stuck on their technology and their phones. They think it's an advancement, but this is going to be a dehumanization period, switching over to the 5G network. People are walking around like zombies, with their devices in their hands, just pinned to their devices everywhere you go, just looking, even when they're crossing the street, they're still looking at their devices. Um, so we're getting off the human level a bit. The smart grid, the smart meters. For the electric companies, I meant the electromagnetic waves are going to turn people into zombies. They're already zombies, but this is like the final completion of the transition of being from human to zombie. That now I realize why they were making so many zombie movies in the early 2000s, which I didn't get. They weren't entertaining. They weren't great movies. You had so many zombie movies like I Am Legend, and with that other one I forgot, Brad Pitt played in. These movies weren't that great, and it's like, why are they making zombie movies? That's like something out of the 60s or 50s. Who makes a zombie movie? But that's exactly what we have become, zombies. I can't speak much for Europe right now, other than what I said, how they view us. They're pretty straightforward. They just follow the rules there. You get out of line, the police are there right back to put you in check. It's same thing here with the United States. People don't care. As long as you give them a sporting event, a new movie to go see, a new gadget, a new brand of clothing, or something simple just to keep them passive and keep working, turning the mills at the factories, turning the paperwork in the offices, turning the policies at the bureaucracies, the police station, I meant the government agencies. I mean, these people don't care less. They don't care less what the government's doing to us. You say the Illuminati and the Masons, all that crazy stuff. The Illuminati and the Masons been here since the beginning of time. This is new shit, man. This has higher intelligence involved, uh, malnivelant, evil agendas, malevolent, evil agendas. Um, this is something that is gone way too far now. And it's like, I don't know whether I felt this to make this video because I was thinking so much yesterday. Today is April 5th, 2018. And yesterday was April 4th, 2018, marked the 50th anniversary of the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Peace, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., MLK. Um, uh, a phenomenal man. I mean, the words just, but look at this. I mean, he is like the epitome of nonviolence, peaceful, articulate, prophetic, you name it. And at 39 years old, I mean, how does he go out? I mean, the system finds a way to take him out. Something simple as a bullet to destroy all that intelligence and charisma that man had, and something just as simple. So you just wonder, where are we here on this planet? Where are we on this domain? Where are we on this field? Are we really spinning around on a ball in the middle of space somewhere? Are we really in a solar system? Are we really in a galaxy? Do we really exist? Is this just like the Matrix? Are we plugged in? Our intelligence? Um, this flat Earth theorists are out. I mean, some of the stuff they say really makes sense if you ever watch this flat Earth theories. These lies and these NASA rakers, did they really go to the moon? I mean, how much of history have we been lied about? I mean, and now we are all under the spell of a currency. One thing that I realized by being in Europe is whether it's the euro or the pound sterling or the dollar or the Canadian dollar, it's the same struggle for money. The government controls the parliament, the Congress controls. There's an issuing of the money. You are delegated the amount of money according to your work. You pay a tax. You pay high gas prices, high food prices, high living prices. And now, getting back to what I said, everything is polluted. The food is GMO, modified foods, uh, manufactured seeds, manufactured chemicals to put in the food, um, pollution in the air, pollution in the water. Uh, Now, the electromagnetic waves, smart grid, 5G network. You are programmed, you're done. And the older takers are what I like to take them, excuse me, what I like to say, the order takers, which are the police and the National Guards and the militias, that they have to come get you. They're secret agencies, FBI, CIA, MI6. I mean, these guys will come and get you and take you out if you step out of line. Uh, Maybe I'm targeted. I don't know for making this video, but that's what it's all about. Um, Humans. One thing that I understood when I was in the UK is that walking around the way they view us, the average UK citizen really does have a higher IQ than the average US citizen. I mean, that's a fact. That's a statistic. Their IQ is actually 2 points higher. Average US person has an IQ of 98. Average US person has an IQ of 98. Average US person, or excuse me, UK person has an IQ of 100. Average UK person has 100 IQ. Average US person has an IQ of 98. So they're really conservative over there. And here we're liberal, probably according to them. Even the most ultra conservative would be considered liberal to them. So when they look at us, it's like dumb Americans. And I enjoy my freedoms here in this country. I mean, I was born here. My parents were born here. My parents' parents were born here. Generations have served in the military, Korean War, Vietnam War. Both my parents are veterans, and it's just like I was born on a military base. My great grandfathers, they're Native Americans, indigenous Native Americans. So I'm more American than the white folks are American. So when I look at my history of how, us as Native Americans and uh, dark skinned Americans and stuff like that, how we built this country, not as slaves, but under contract of contract workers. They call us slaves. We were under contract to work and build this country. Um, we were under contract with the Europeans. This is my country. The Native Americans were under contract, and the European just didn't make good on the contract. And that little 250 years, 776, whenever these people came over here and signed that Declaration of Independence, we had to pay. 250 years seems like a long time, but in an overall perspective, in the eyes of the higher intelligence, it's just like a couple days. So, with all this being said, the point I'm trying to get into is that we need to get to a prayer. Um, I decided that our leaders are gone. We have no more true leaders. Maybe the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, but he's old, and it's a new day. It's a new day. All of our real political leaders, you don't hear anything about Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton. He's talking about nonsense on primetime TV. It's like, who do we have? We can't pick up and go demonstrating in the streets now. It's just so many demonstrations. I mean, with gay rights, lesbian rights, women's rights, Hispanic rights. I mean, everybody has a right to protest. Now it's about wages. Wages. I mean, everybody's not getting a fair wage, or someone's protesting their corporation or our local government or state government. It's just like it. Nonstop news about Donald Trump and who he fires. People are letting anything go. Today is anything goes in the United States of America. I figured what I'm going to do is just be me, man. I'm gonna do me from now on. I mean, I'm not gonna worry about the police or government. None of this shit. I'm just gonna do me. And I suggest you do the same. Stop being scared. Put down the fast food. Put down the genetically modified. Put down the prescription drugs. Put down the alcohol, liquor per se, liquor. Nothing wrong with a glass of wine or a beer from time to time, but put these things down and take a look around. Take a look at what's going on in the sky. Watch the sky in the day. Watch the sky at night. Watch those chemtrails and those aerosols being sprayed on the human like cattle. Look in your rear view mirror and see those pigs, those cops on the side of the road harassing people. Look at these idiots in Congress and that we've elected as our officials, our sheriffs and our governors and our delegates and our congressmen and our senators and our president. Look at these fools, our judges. Look at these. This is what America has become from. No one's thinking right. No one can think right. The electromagnetic, the pollution in the water and the foods was the first thing. Now is in the waves. There's no escape. 5G, smart grid, smart meters. That's the lid. So we need to get together in all. We don't need to go out in some field today. We don't need to hold hands and pick a city or a street to march down. All we need to do is connect in this mind. Connect on the grid of the earth, the electrical grid of the earth. Tune into that. We don't need to be praying to Yahweh and Jehovah and Allah and God and Dios. None of that. It's just, let's tune into the earth and get this imposter, the draconian setness. They call them Luciferians or archons, or they're not reptilians. Reptilians, you're all reptilians. I mean, that's idiotic. Your genetics. The thing is, you're a primate. Basically, an intelligent, beneficent being gave you intelligence. It took a primate, most developed primate, the hominoid, and gave him intelligence, gave her intelligence. You need to connect back into that higher intelligence in yourself and word. This body is not you. The indwelling intelligence in it is you. People think the body is you. The indwelling intelligence within the body is you. So this help prayer, and I'm going to end on this last note, because when we have to be in a right consciousness. It's not something that you particularly need to utter with your mouth. Is something that you need to utter with your mind, not like in the term help, HELP, or if you're Spanish, ayuda, ayúdame, help me. You don't need to say it as a word in your mind or with your mouth, just the feeling of help for this planet. Because for those of you who love my country, for those of you who love my planet is more precious. I mean, the whole world is our inheritance. I mean, by being a member of the human race, being a member of the flora and the fauna of the animal kingdom. I mean, by being here, by just being born, I mean, by being chosen to come here, this is your right. No one has a right to tread upon your freedom. You can, you can. I mean, as long as you're not disobeying any civil laws, disrespecting your neighbor, going out here acting like a jerk, you have a right to life, man. And no one has a right to take more of the land or more of the sea or more of the mountain or more of the cave and exploit it for minerals or oil or garbage. I don't know. I mean, it's just no one has that right. But certain people have set up themselves as large corporations and governments and established a monetary system. And they think they do. And they've overcome us. They made us their slaves, their cattle. Once again, put us on the plantation, communities, cities, towns, states, governments. You know, it's all the same. Different day. Are you going to stand for it, or are you just going to lay back and let them do as they will? Or are you going to claim your right? So when you look at this, that help, that conscious in the mind, the help, SOS, for a higher, intelligent, benevolent beings to assist us here in this endeavor because we can't do it ourselves. We don't have the resources, we don't have the strength, we don't even have the stamina, nor the finance, anything. You know, we still have to get up and tread this mill every day and try to make this dollar to keep the lights on and keep gas in the car, you know, in just survival mode. So I'm praying starting today, April 5th, 2018, this help SOS to higher, intelligent, beneficent beings to assist us here on earth, starting here in the United States of America. I hope you guys understood this. I didn't mean to ramble on for too long.